very lucky wife. It's a beautiful song, Zach.
I'm a lucky guy.
No, well done. Very well done. I, excellent. That's wonderful. I'd like to speak to young Zach now. Is that okay? You had mentioned earlier that your folks were in music. They were musicians, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's go. What is your earliest memory of music affecting you
Oh man.
and leaving an impression on you?
Okay. Music. I'm gonna have to divide it up into music and then rock, because I mean rock grabbed me by the unmentionables and never let go. You know. So I want to say, music in general. I remember my early stages going to my dad was a choir professor, and so going to, his concerts and stuff like that, and just watching, his students react to the music that was being done. Didn't matter if it was, something jaunty and fun, or if it was My Love's Like a Red, Red Rose, or just some beautiful choral piece or something, Bach, Mozart. So I remember getting grabbed hold pretty quickly in that too. And then my dad was also really involved in the church. I grew up pretty religious, and so a lot of music through all of that too. And then rock was kind of my rebellion of all of that, where I could say to my parents, I love you guys, I love what you've done, I love what you're dedicating your life to, but I'm gonna go this direction of it. That was my rebellion, was, that's cool that you like Mozart, I'm gonna like Led Zeppelin, that's gonna be my thing. And then it drove me to kind of try to prove to my parents that Led Zeppelin's on the same playing ground as Mozart and Bach, and I think I've even convinced them a little bit of some of that, at the very least. I think my mom can put Bach and James Taylor at about the same pedestals now, which is a pretty big deal.
Impressive.
No, it's actually cool to hear her talk about it. She says that James Taylor has a way of making a melody sound simple until you sit down and try and play it. And then you're like, screw this, I can't do it. And Bach is the exact same way. You sit down and play a Bach piece and you're like, exit out. You can't do this.
Now, what was it, at what age, not only was rock introduced, but when did you actually get your hands on the equipment? When did the guitar land and
That's
you went, yeah, let's explore this for a little bit.
So I was a punk skater dude in high school. That was my thing. That was my gang. And so I was really into punk, just because that's what my friends were into. 90s punk, nothing but Green Day and Blink-182 and stuff like that, just skater rock. And a bunch of my friends liked it so much at the skate park, they're like, well, let's form a band, and like you do. I was 14, and I remember at the time, I was vaguely interested in playing bass in the jazz band in high school. So I said, well, if I do that, then I can use the bass that the school is giving me for our rock band, and I'll just be your bass player. And I've never played bass before my entire life, and I was just like, I've never played guitar or anything at that point. I thought to myself, well, I'm gonna be a bass player because everyone plays guitar, and I want to be the nonconformist, and I don't want to do the thing that everybody does. And I tried to stick with bass for a while, and then I was about 19, and I was in a crappy apartment in Compton, California, and I heard gunshots outside my apartment for like the third time that day, and there was blood in the gutters. I'm not making any of this up, by the way. It was a war zone then, and I just needed to go for a walk and clear my head, and there was this piece of crap guitar in a dumpster in Compton. And I grabbed it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn 2 chords, and that's it. And 2 chords became 4, and 4 became all of them, and then I was like, crap, I'm a guitar player. And so it happened by accident, and I was trying to avoid it my whole life.
The most badass story.
The Compton thing?
Well,
picture me in Compton, like, the gangs left me alone. They're like, that guy's too easy. He's not worth our bullets, it's like a waste of time. So.
I heard gunshots. I felt like taking a walk to clear my mind. Oh, what's that? It's a guitar. I know. I'll just piece that together.
This story's 100% true,
dude, that literally makes you sound like things are blowing up behind you and you're not looking at it.
The gunshots happened, and then like 8 hours later, I found the guitar. They weren't like totally connected.
Did your band, the skater punk band?
Yeah.
You were a bass player.
Our name was Tequila Mockingbird. I did not make that up. We changed it for one gig to Yellow 5 because that's the ingredient of Mountain Dew that makes you sterile. And then we went back to Tequila Mockingbird later.
It's a good change.
Artistic differences. Yeah.
Did you write your own material then, or were they mostly covers?
I wrote, in that band, the Joker by Steve Miller Band. So
I hate that I know exactly what you're talking about. You come to your friends so proud that you put this song
stayed
together.
up all night
And
with
you're
my bass
so
guitar.
excited to
Yeah.
tell them,
Yeah.
you kick into it,
Yes.
you're looking at them, and
Yes.
they just go,
Yes.
some people call me the
Yep.
space
Yep.
cowboy.
Now, they were courteous enough to let me finish the entire song. I had lyrics and everything, and they were kind of looking like this, and I didn't know if they liked it or hated it. And my buddy Clayton had enough guts to say that Emperor Has No Clothes, you know, and he's like, I was like, what do you guys think? He's like, that was The Joker by Steve Miller Band. I was like, no, boom, 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 boom. And so it
If blues has
destroyed
taught me anything, when I'm
Destroyed
playing
me.
a song I've written that somebody else has written, and they go, well, you know, man, that just sounds like this, I go, so? Everything sounds like something.
That's right, they're 12 notes.
That's right, man.
There's only so much.
And so, okay, let's go back to, let's visit this young
Sure,
Zach for a
yeah.
second, and be able to show him the things that you have accomplished musically, going on the road and writing the material, being in as many projects, musical projects as you have been. Is there any advice you would like to give him, and is there anything that remains with the Zach that I'm talking to currently?
If I could go back to young Zach, I would say stay on acoustic longer. I switched to electric too quickly because I wanted to be loud and I wanted to be a bunker guy and I wanted to, amps are easy. You just crank it up and you're done. I mean, whatever noise you're making, you hit it on the ground and it does something. And so I think I kind of wasted a lot of what would be really formative years of learning this guy on that, and just with garage power chords and stuff. So that would be advice number one. And then what was the other question about?
Is there anything that remains from young Zach here in current Zach?
The punk.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
for you.
I'm a Zeppelin guy. I'm a classic rock guy. I love, Paul Simon and all that stuff. But I think every single one of my songs has a skater park kind of vibe to it. Even the really tender stuff. That was the music I heard. That was my childhood. That was my formative stuff. Guys would bring guitars to the skater park and they we'd do flips and then we'd play a chord. And I guess that's just, Everclear and Blink and Green Day. Those always been my guys.
Wonderful. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach has one more song. Take it away, Zach.
Thank you.
Yeah.